Sodom, back to Gomorrah. In my opinion, this is the worst mission in Red Dead Redemption 2. Let me preface this. I love Red Dead Redemption 2. It is my game of the year this late in the year. I've been playing it non-stop since it's come out. Honestly, I was telling myself, man, I kind of want to wait a year to replay it. No, I want to replay it right now. I want to do a Super Savage Sociopath meets Psychopath playthrough of it right as I'm recording this. I love this game, and I have a huge bias towards Rockstar. I feel like they can do no wrong in my eyes, except for this mission. Alright, let's get into it. I'm going to do a brief summary of what happens during the mission. Karen, Bill, and Lenny have this bank job they've been doing research for.
Just one of them things.
How come every time I get in trouble, I'm called a fool and an idiot? But when you get in trouble, oh, it's just one of them things.
It's a good point, Arthur.
A very good point.
All right, well, what do y'all want me to do?
Hit the goddamn bank with us.
So, you guys all ride back to Valentine. But by no means are you going in tail tucked. Just before this, the gang gets kicked out by Cornwall because there's a huge shootout there. Head back, go right to the bank. Karen offers to do this little routine, either the drunken harlot or the little lost girl.
Drunken harlot.
I think I'd like to see the little girl lost.
Either one doesn't matter, it's just flavor. Does not affect the mission. Not in any like meta sense, or it doesn't affect any of the mechanics. You guys go in at a certain point in your routine, then you get one of the bank employees to open up the main vault. You enter the main vault, and I decided, because I replayed it to record the whole thing and get parts, I originally had done it where you slowly break the safes, putting your ear against it and silently doing it. And I thought, oh yeah, doing it silently and slowly, like I'm on an invisible timer, right? And then I might be able to get out scot-free and pull like an Ocean's 11 style heist, because I love heists. Honestly, that's why I like this mission at all, is because I love doing heists of any kind. But this time I blew it up with dynamite, and it's the same result. You have to shoot the sheriff and all of his deputies, and you will lose honor no matter what. I understand for story reasons Arthur Morgan does bad things for the gang. Again, that's not the part I'm upset about. That's coming later. So you get the money. Doesn't matter if you do it silently or loud. You murder countless amounts of lawmen. It's fun. It's awesome. I happen to be playing a high honor. The first time I play games like these, I do a whole what would Blue Beta do. I wasn't actively going for high honor. I just don't like to rob and murder innocent people at random. So the times where I get to kill indiscriminately are fun and welcome. But it does kind of hurt that I didn't have a choice. But the indiscriminate murder and killing was not my point of contention with this mission. I actually had fun with that. Earlier in the mission, Air Strauss tells you you have to go back to the Downs Ranch.
Data? Thomas Downs? Apparently he's dead.
Dead? Huh. Well, he didn't seem very well.
His wife. I believe he has a wife and child. She will assume the debt, of course.
Of course.
When you can, head up there and collect. We lent them a lot of money.
Okay.
Gentlemen, let's go rob ourselves a bank.
The father passed away from tuberculosis. Honestly, credit to Arthur here. He's extremely studious and very hardworking. He's like, just killed countless lawmen robbing a bank and made the biggest score we've gotten for this gang since we came down to this here country. And then he goes like, oh, done. Time to go back manhandling people for money lending. Yeah, all in a day's work.
We're alive and we're paid. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, and that is the problem. Still, this is a very good take. That you'll be happy, even if it did come with a heap of trouble.
It was fun.
Well, maybe you're right. Now, go on, get out of here. I have some other business to attend to. Don't head directly back to camp, and make sure you ain't followed. Okay. Yep, this is Downs.
The work ethic is admirable. Not necessarily the work itself. As you'll see here, the family is distraught, like their father died.
My husband's not cold on the ground and you've come back here. Archie, I nearly paid off what was owed.
Your husband knew the rules when he took that money. Now, I'm real sorry about the way things turned out, but he had a choice. Ain't my fault about the way the world is.
He didn't have a choice. He was good and he did good. There wasn't no choice in that. And you've as good as killed him yourself, and don't kid yourself. You had a choice.
You speak as if killing was something I cared about.
You ever wonder about eternity? You should.
I hope it's hot and terrible, Mrs. Downs. Otherwise, I'll feel I've been sold a false bill of goods. Now, please, give me that money.
And that sucks, but and clearly Arthur doesn't like doing it. He just has to. They gave away the gang's funds, and to Arthur, the gang's funds are sacred. The gang's funds are so sacred to Arthur that money gets removed from whatever you do, automatically going to the gang. And there are several times throughout the gang where he reminds other gang members, half of it goes to the pot. And that's fine. And guess what? Not even this is my least favorite part. And spoilers here, because he got tuberculosis from the dead dad who died of tuberculosis. And again, I'm going to say it again, that's not the part of the mission that bothers me. The main reason why I dislike this mission so much is the fact that you get $2,500 from the cut. That is way too much money at once in this game. And I know there's treasure and you can get more money that way. But personally, I think you get way too much money from that too. It's too much money, and it makes the process of getting money after this mission trivial. I want to feel compelled to use my resources. It's not scaled properly. I have done a few train robberies, and the most I've gotten is like $70. I've done a bunch of the secret robbing, like if you rob the gunsmith or if you rob the doctor, you get maybe $50 and some change. Then there's this one main story mission, and then you get $2,500, and you have to try to spend money to lose that. The most expensive thing in the game are horses. They range from $500 to up to $1,000 each, and you don't really need more than 2 or 3, and you're welcome to have 4. And if you have the one horse, you don't need more. And to put into perspective, the second most expensive things in the game are guns, and those are all under $300. This may come off as a silly criticism, but I think it just doesn't scale properly with all the other activities you do in the game. For instance, for the Legend of the West satchel, it takes a lot of work and you put a lot of time and effort into it, and then you're allowed to have 99 of most consumables and provisions and stuff like that, and that's super great, and it is kind of broken, but you go way out of your way to do it. It's a bonus thing. And ultimately, what made it so great initially when I made it was the fact that I still have to purchase things even though I can store more of them, and I can't just purchase 99 because I don't have enough money, right? No. After this mission, you're set. You do not have to worry about money. There's no point. I still love the game. It didn't totally ruin my experience. It's still a 10 out of 10 for me. More objectively, it's a 9.5 out of 10. But I just like the challenge. I want to feel compelled to have to steal something in order to successfully do another mission or a side mission. Well, before I was literally counting my bullets. I do split point, so I know exactly how many bullets I've been using for each thing, forcing me to play better so I don't have to worry about getting more bullets. The butcher became obsolete. I never need to sell a perfect carcass of any animal to him. Whereas before I was like, this is cool, I'll get a nice $20 from this perfect deer I find on the way to a town. Now I have no incentive. Like, I hunt for food. That was to save money. But now you can just buy salted stuff and move on with your life. And one thing that's frustrating is I guess this money was designed and put at this point in the game so you could then get fast travel. Because then you could just spend it on the camp and then unlock fast travel after making Dutch's places better. I already grinded for that. I did do that. I hunted. I did bounties. I did a ton of small stuff. I rifled through houses. I opened every box I could find and looted every O'Driscoll and Lemoyne raider I murdered. I would actively go seek out Lemoyne territory stuff and just kill as many of them as I could find to loot them and then get money and then sell the stuff. I really liked that when I picked up junk, I could just put it directly into the loot box for the camp, and that way it wasn't just taking up space in my inventory, and then just keep the cash for myself. But so at this point, it's just I'm up $2,500. This is in chapter 3. This is the less than the midpoint of the game. And remember, I prefaced this with saying I still love this game. It's the best. But because I love it, I want to criticize it and tear it apart and go through it with a fine-tooth comb. You should be willing to both criticize and take criticism of the things you love. And maybe from the things you love, but that's a different subject. I had similar problems like this in Fallout. The reason why I'm comparing this to Fallout is because this game is like a survival light. You have like a health core and your stamina core and your deadeye core, and those are things that you have to regularly fill back up unless you're a psychopath, like many of the people on YouTube posting videos are. I see their red cores and it like makes me go crazy. Come on, feed your horse. The poor thing, it works so hard. Feed your horse. But yeah, in Fallout you start out scavenging and opening every single box looking for that one bullet. Oh, one extra bullet, 4 or 5 extra bullets, a couple of more bottle caps. And then you just have so much ammo you don't even think about it. And you end up one-shotting so many things and you just snowballs and you become unstoppable. I don't want to be unstoppable. I want to have a challenge and feel like I'm using every single bullet wisely. And that was what the game was going for initially. The gang is barely holding it together. You're starving and freezing in the mountains, and every single bullet you spend matters. And I'll concede, I guess maybe at this point the game just wants you to focus on other things besides just the survival aspect. Yeah, I mean, it is good. The gang is growing. You're making some semblance of progress. Even though Dutch has a plan.
I have a plan.
I got a plan. Plan.
Goddamn plan!
Plan.
Ideas hatching.
Planning. I got it. A boat. Plan. The plan. I got a plan, John.
You always got a plan, Dutch.
Generally, this surplus of resources conundrum in games it bothers me. There haven't been many games that I feel like do it very well. And early on, the first 3 chapters, the game did it very well. It hurt to upgrade my belt. Like, I liked that it cost so much. I was like, yeah, I saved up for Schofield, my favorite gun from the first game. And it feels amazing this time around. And then I laughed at myself because I robbed the doctor and found a free one there. And in an example of a game that makes resources never feel trivial, maybe Subnautica. I think Subnautica does a phenomenal job with resources. You never really feel like, okay, I'm good. Even when you get like a watermelon farm going, you still have to make sure that it's still being treated well, that you have power. There's always a new resource to worry about. And it doesn't make it feel annoying. It's well paced and you feel the growth and are proud of what's happened. But hey, maybe the money was that too. It's just that like there's so many activities to do, there's so many trains and things to rob. I wish that I felt more the need to do those things. After this, I was just doing bounties because I thought they were fun. The money didn't matter. You end up only getting like 50 to maybe $75. I don't think there's a single bounty over $100 besides the one on your own head. Still, one of my favorite games of all time. I even loved that mission because it's a heist and it was fun. And then I also like the story aspect where Arthur still like reluctantly got this money from this widow and the child. And I think I just might replay the entire game and never worry about getting the satchel. And then when I get to this mission, then I'll just dump it into the camp. And then that way I'll have less money and force myself to survive better. And I'm just kind of making it a hard mode for myself. And that's fine, that's doable. I'm excited to see multiplayer. That'll be super fun, and I'll like to keep coming back to it to get more money. Get my lodging together, get my gang together. Kick ass. Alright guys, take it easy. Hit that like button if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down, and comment exactly why you didn't like the video. And then I may answer it in another video. Bye!
Oh, you're a dumb old bunch, ain't you?